Good evening and a warm welcome to match 12 of the 2025 Top End T20 series, sponsored by NT Tourism. Tonight we have the Perth Scorchers taking on the international side Bangladesh from TIO Stadium. I'd like to begin our broadcast by acknowledging the 𝗲𝗂𝗪𝗂𝗪 people as the traditional owners on the lands of which we meet. My name is Carl Main. I'm joined by Steve Nichols. A short time ago, the bat flip was completed and it was Bangladesh who won it and have elected to bat first. A crucial decision as they'll be looking to post a strong total and improve their currently negative net run rate. Mondal, the fast bowler, a couple of injuries in the Bangladesh side in their win over Nepal last night. While for the Perth Scorchers, they've also made two changes. Jayden Goodwin returns to the batting lineup. He will open the batting with Baxter Holt. We'll be back with the live action in just a short moment. This series is the centrepiece of NT Cricket's innovative Cricket 365 concept, establishing Darwin as the premier cricket hub in Australia. Yes, definitely. He was in fine form yesterday, Jishan Alam, with his 73. The leading run scorer as Bangladesh posted 186 against Nepal. He was well supported by Asif.
An amazing place. So all our listeners around the world, 100% get over here if you can.
Here we are. The first ball, crouch to Alam. It's full of length, guided through backward point. Crouch again, pressing forward this time, wide of mid-off. Sheikh is off the mark with a single. 2 off the first 4 deliveries. A circumspect start so far.
Yeah, they're pretty good in the field too, the Scorchers, so Bangladesh should be aware of that.
Shorter into the wicket this time. Off-pace delivery. Alam's able to help that onto the leg side and jog through for another single. Jackson returns. Back of the length again. Worked to the leg side. Just the single. The fielder comes in. 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗽 off the fence there. There's the first aggressive shot of the evening. Sheikh giving himself room before hitting hard over mid-on. Great shot. The first boundary of the innings for Bangladesh. They make their way to 9. Steve, an impressive shot.
Yeah, great shot. Just over pitch there. Just again, the bowling didn't match the field, so it was pretty much a very low risk shot to be able to hit over the top, right in the slot.
Right out of the middle. One bounce over the fence. Will that bring about? Straighter. Up in the air, Sky, deep third coming in, and well held. The first wicket. Great catch there, coming in off the fence. Albert Esterhuizen. So Jackson taking the first wicket for the Perth Scorchers. We mentioned yesterday they were able to take wickets throughout the power play to put the Pakistan Shihans under all sorts of trouble. That will bring Mohammad Saif Hassan to the crease. Just the 13 of 13 last night before he was run out. 5 off the bowling of Jackson.
Yeah, beautiful catch there. Always tough diving forward, but that was very cleanly taken, very athletic.
It's full, directed into leg stump, helped down to deep square. Hassan opens his account with a single, bringing Alam back onto strike. You expecting Alam to continue his aggressive ways from yesterday, or the early wicket? Full, driven out, well held in backward point. A little bit of width from Crouch. Hassan looking to free his arms. All he was able to do was get a skied ball to backward point. Hands, fingers facing up, but well held. And they've lost their second wicket. A little bit of trouble for Bangladesh.
Yeah, he just didn't do over or under there. He just sort of got a bit stuck in between and pretty much made catching practice there for 𝗬𝗟𝗪. Took it very comfortably. Great work by Couch.
So it'll be decision time for Alam and the new batter to the crease, Alif Hassan Drobo. How will they go about resurrecting this Bangladesh innings. It is short and just edged over the top. We had a keeper and a slip in play, diving, outstretched hands, unable to get enough hand on it to prevent the ball going away to the boundary, and that will release a little bit of pressure for Hussain.
Yeah, just got big on him there. Has been signalled as the one short ball for the over by the square leg, but it really took off.
Did look to lift the ball over the slip. Jackson's full as Hussain drives and finds the gap. Lovely timing and traditional cover drive there, Steve. Don't always need to be over the top to find the boundary. That was well played.
100% cricket shots will stand the test of time for sure.
Jackson returns to the top of his mark, as we see on the replay. Great balance. Hands came through the ball. This next ball is on the hip. Worked down to short fine. It's full into leg stump. Worked to backward square for one. Probably happy to entice the batter to hit to the long boundary out there with 2 out in protection, Steve. Jackson alarm deep in his crease. Guides the ball backward of point. Was in the air for a little while. Backward point, thought he was half a chance, but he's able to come back for 2 as the ball was wide of deep third.
Yeah, very well controlled there. Just popped it over the top.
Jackson, slower ball. Work to the leg side. Look, they think about 2. Alarm wanted it, but Hussain was happy to send him back. So that can... This ball's driven wide of the deep cover fielder. That will be a ability to find your 2s and 3s on a big ground. And this time's slower into the wicket. An appeal for LB and given. Umpire John Ganane considered the decision. Alarm staying in his crease with a look of bewilderment. He rehearses his shot. The slower ball deceiving Alarm. Esterhuizen backing up that quick, short of a length ball with a fuller delivery aimed at the stumps. And it brings about the undoing of Alarm.
Yeah, great bowling. You can see why he's earned himself a rookie contract with the WA Cricket Association. They've been watching him for a while, and he's certainly proving those selectors correct.
As we see the replay here, it was a off-cutter, slower ball. Strong support from 𝗁𝗂𝗽𝗓 behind the wicket. As Alarm looked to loft that onto the onside. Was unable to make contact. And now the 3rd wicket down for Bangladesh. They are 3 for 25.
Yeah, he does look a little bit perplexed there. If it was going to miss, it was...
Fuller this time, outside off stump. Helped on its way out to deep point. And that concludes an excellent first over for the returning Albert Esterhuizen. 1 for 3 off his first over. Nice pace and bounce. Flighted and beaten on the outside half. That's what we talked about. He showed the ability to drift the ball away from the right-hander and get that ball to just slide on. Driven into the offside. Finds the gap to the cover fielder. They think about 2 before being sent back. First runs off the bowling of 𝗁𝗂𝗄𝗎 in his... Oh, there he is. What a delivery. Pressed forward, unsure if the ball was sliding on or spinning past him. He's able to scamper through for a leg bye, but 𝗁𝗂𝗄𝗎, impressive start. This time forward, just defended with soft hands into the offside. They're able to hurry through for a single. So back of a length, guided down to deep fine for a single. Again, bowled into the wicket on a tight line. Worked down to deep square for another single. Steve, we do say that, and we've mentioned how well the Perth Scorchers bowled yesterday, but they did lose 8 wickets in their run chase of 111. Leg side deep. Defending into the vacant cover. Hussein's happy to just kick. The reverse sweep comes out. High over deep, short third. He has to run to the boundary. Will not collect it. Looking to get inventive and put a little bit of pressure back onto the bowler with that reverse paddle over deep short third. Just enough bat to clear the fielder there, Steve.
Just enough. High risk, high reward though, isn't it? You've got to do that.
Ancon now on strike. Great length. An appeal and given. Joel Curtis, the wicketkeeper, was fumbling, trying to find the ball. Might have been caught in between his pads. Takes his first for this evening. That is not what the Bangladesh side needed.
No, Ancon looks a bit disappointed too. It'd be interesting to have a look at the replay there. Seemed genuinely upset. But again, they're always tough to call those.
Let's see what we can find. It was outside off, spun through the gate, so an inside edge. Curtis was happy straight away. It was more trying to find his feet for the appeal than the catch.
But he managed to hold it together, a couple of deep breaths, and he was on his way. Didn't make a scene.
Looks like it was well held on the second or third opportunity. Leg spin of Spores does bowl into that area. Fielder's quick. Here is Spores. Wide. Just guided behind deep third. Clever shot to open his account. Hassan Chauhan. So he's now off the mark with a tidy 2. Trying to use the full 360 degrees in the first 2 matches. Presses forward. Finds the gap to the left of cover to get off strike and bring Hussain back to the crease. Short leg side boundary. Just works that one. That might be in the gap of the 2 deep fielders. Yet to collect. They do decide to come back. And well judged 2 runs. Able to pierce the gap between the 2 deep fielders.
Yeah, great batting there. Just pace off there.
Rawalpindi is full, and there is the reverse sweep. Very fine. We'll have to confirm whether there is any bat on that as they come back for a 2. A sliding save from the fielder. It's Fuller straight into leg, worked into the mid-wicket gap just for a single. So Hussein's able to at least rotate the strike. This one is swept, unable to make contact. Half an appeal from Joel Curtis, the keeper, as he whipped the bails off. Hussain was able to swept into the deep leg side. They'll think about a second. A misfield prevents any risk of a run out. This time's slow paced ball. Just edged onto the onside for a... This one is into the wicket. Help down to deep third. There is a fielder there, so hung in the air to change that. Off pace again. Mr. Hussain onto the leg side. They think about a second, and they will. That was well judged. This is Fuller outside off. Just dabbed down to deep third for a single. Chauhan has looked positive in his time at the crease so far. Spores continues. Would have thought that was it, and deep long on in play. This one hits the pad and given. So we saw the ball before slide on with the arm. This time Spores was able to get the ball slightly straighter. Chauhan trying to work the ball into the onside, was unable to make contact. John Ganane had no hesitation in raising the finger. Disappointing for Bangladesh. They were spent time at the crease there, Chauhan. 15 deliveries, but unable to make a meaningful impact on the scorecard.
Yeah, and it probably does actually show that they probably should have taken the power play already, because now they've got a new batsman coming out.
Potentially there for Bangladesh to try and put some pressure back onto the Perth Scorchers as we take a look at the replay. Pressing forward. Definitely wasn't going over the stumps from that side-on replay. And not too much in the way of... This is hit hard out to the cover boundary. Will come around off the mark. This time he sways that away to the leg side. Haven't given anything loose. This one's just worked onto the leg side for a remaining. Into the hip, sort of half pulled off the top edge to the... It's skied high above the light tower. Mid-off's going back. He's not sure. Long on's coming around on the double grab and well held. That was in the air for an eternity. 𝗂𝗏 took the decision to take it on down the ground. A back of a length ball. We got plenty of bat on it, but just not enough to either clear the mid-off fielder as long on came around and judged it well under the night sky.
But it is quite challenging with these lights. I know in the international games they talked about the lights being a little bit lower than the main grounds around Australia, with the MCG and the SCG all being much higher. So there has been a few having a little bit of trouble with the high catches, but it was very well taken.
𝗂𝗏 cleared the front leg to hoik that. This one's full, driven through the offside. Nice start for 𝗬𝗪. He'll come back for 2 to open his account. A runner ball. It's full into leg. Just works that to the mid-wicket area for a single. Around the wicket, a little bit of room, backward of point. Full outside off, driven firmly to mid-off. Who just waits for the full again. Inside edge. Lucky break for Bangladesh. That makes its way down to the fine leg boundary for 4. Joel Curtis, the wicket-keeper, unable to do anything about that as he was beaten on his inside. A welcome 4 runs for Bangladesh.
Yeah, you can't set a field to that.
Crouch returns. It's into the crease. Helped on its way backward to square. The fielder's got some work to do. He slides. Does well to prevent 4. Just scraped that in. Tidy little bit of work. High in the air. Lofted to the leg side. Mid-on's coming around. Safe as the 2-5 series. Jackson's into the wicket, and that's what we wanted. 𝗬𝗪 gets inside it. Helps it all the way for 6. Great shot there. 𝗬𝗪's come to the crease. We saw he got the promotion, and we're starting to see why.
Yeah, absolutely. Named at 10. He's come in much earlier and he's shown that he's got a little bit of power there. It was the first one that's even looked like going over the boundary there. So very risky, and it's just flown down there to deep fine leg for 6.
Just helped on its way. Got inside the line, right out of the middle, sailed into the fence. 𝗬𝗪 again, skied this one. A fielder's coming around and well held. So look to take on the leg side boundary again. This one was a little bit wider. All he could do was find the top edge, and well held. The Perth Scorchers have supported their bowlers, taking all their chances in the field. Never easy under the dark lights. The night sky here. And 𝗬𝗪, after finding the first 6 of the innings, departs, having made 14 off 8 runs.
It's come alive though, the innings, which is what we've been waiting for. All of a sudden now they're getting pretty close to 100, and the scores we were throwing around earlier of the at least 110, maybe even a 120 are starting to be some sort of a chance, and then you've got something to bowl at. So we are starting to get back to the stage now where the Scorchers are thinking, oh, maybe we might have a bit of a chase here.
Action resumes. It's back of a length and out. 2 and 2 for Jackson. Pace and bounce. 𝗁𝗏 was beaten on the outside edge. That's a rude start to his innings, only lasting the 1 delivery. Bryce Jackson showing that he can still get the ball through the wicket in this late stage of the innings.
Yeah, came through a bit quicker, that one. Bit of bounce, just caught the glove, I believe, or was it the bat? Let's have a look.
Oh, really lifted off a length. Didn't do much wrong there. Uncomfortable delivery to get first up.
Yeah, not ideal. You want to get that ball a little bit fuller in the slot and to get up the other end, but you really can't do much about that. You know you've got to try and score, but it...
Boundary options around the crease. Slow ball. It's high into mid-wicket. The fielder's going around. He won't get it. It's 6 more. So 𝗃𝗃𝗃 sees the umpire raise his arms for the second 6 of the innings. And the lower order has been able to provide some fireworks for Bangladesh.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to, gave us a bit of a heads up that he was going to have a go there. He was looking like he was shaping up for a boxing fight, and then he's just gone absolutely bang.
That's a great shot. There was a bit of width, so he's done really well to get a full outside off. It's going to be another boundary. It's 6 more. So putting Jackson under a little bit of pressure, strayed in his line and length, full outside off. Hassan threw the kitchen sink at it, was able to get enough bat on it to go back-to-back sixes. Are we seeing something from the Bangladesh late in this innings?
And there's more good news from a Bangladesh point of view, because we've got a free hit here because it's been deemed a no ball. So we are having a cracker of a last over.
It's a free hit. It's up in the air. 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 should be able to get back for 2. Square legs coming around. It's going to be tight.
No.
It's out. Had to take it on after back-for-back sixes. 16 off 5 comes to an end. But well played, Hassan. He's given his side something to defend.
Yeah, just what this game needed. That was very, very good to watch, even though it was a very, very brief innings. Certainly entertained the crowd. Couple of very big hits. It's a shame he couldn't just make his ground there. I was hoping the umpire was going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it looked like he was clearly out, so it was a correct decision there.
To Jackson, who's full. And the first ball of Mahmood is driven through the offside for 4 more. So it's been a great end to this Bangladesh innings. The final over going for plenty, still with balls remaining. Outside off stump. Joel Curtis has a shy. They get scamper through for a bye. So that finishes 20 off the final over, exactly what Bangladesh needed. Jackson finishes with the figures of 3 for 45, which took a little bit of damage in that last over. We mentioned how well he did in the power surge, claiming 2 wickets, but bowling at the death is always a difficult thing to do.
At probably close to 140 strike rate, so yeah, he's very capable of going quickly.
𝗂𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, one of the most promising prospects in Australian cricket. Did really well in the under-19 level, so he'll be looking to halt on strike. Works into mid-wicket for 1. So as a throw hits the stumps, deflects, he's looking to build his innings. And he's straight down the wicket. How about that? Hitting hard over mid-on. 6. First ball. Welcome to the crease. Jayden Goodwin. He's not going to muck around.
No nerves from Jayden.
This one's edge to slip, and did it carry? I think that might have just landed on the shoe on the full. We'll see if we can capture a replay there. This one is flatter and faster. And Goodwin's able to work that into the cover gap. And he's bowled him! What a delivery! That looked to do all sorts. Far too good for Baxter Holt. Exactly the start that Bangladesh needed.
Beautiful little off-cutter there. There's a lot of purchase. It's come back very hard. And a lot of disappointment there for Holt. Again, you probably weren't expecting it to move that much straight up. And he's on his way.
Looking forward to seeing the replay there. Hassan, wicket first ball. Holt done for pace. Just jagged back in between bat and pad, playing from the crease. That ball was too good, and the perfect start in the second over to Mahmood.
Yeah, beautiful use of the fingers there, dragging back on the seam.
Wiley. Chowdhury comes into the attack, the left arm up, and it's full on leg stump. Helped. That one's gone down the leg side, a spirited appeal, particularly from the wicketkeeper Sohan. That was quick but well played. Tegan Wiley with a little bit of room. stood in his crease and clobbered that through the offside for 4.
If we have a look at the replay now, nice and still at the crease. Just short of a length, but just not quick enough to be bowling that length and that width, and it's been put away as it should have been.
This one's heaved onto the leg side. Well timed from Goodwin. He'll help himself to another boundary as the ball trots over the boundary line. Just straying onto the pads there, Mahmood. He had protection at deep square. This one's cut away. Backward point does well to get a hand to it. Ball spills out. While he advances, hits over cover. He's got enough on that. Ball checks in the outfield. They'll think about a third, and they'll make it comfortably. Swept away, hard, straight to backward square. Just Sean, ball's past him. This one's slid on with the arm. Looked to be going down leg. We know that full tosses hit out to mid one for 1. No, I love the... Wiley works that one onto the onside.
It's meant that we can expose the game.
Hit hard by Goodwin. Mid-off comes around. He'll be able to collect for just the single. 𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃 bowling to Goodwin now. Advances and bowled. There he is into the game. And what a celebration. I hope we can get a camera on just what that meant to 𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃. He's beaten and deceived Goodwin, who looked to advance down the wicket before the ball cannoned into his stumps.
Yeah, beautifully bowled there. You can see he's come fairly early here out of his crease, and he's pulled it in nice and a little bit shorter, got the turn and knocked over his pegs. That was beautiful bowling.
Work to mid-on. They look for 2. That's great running. We didn't see that type of pressure on the deep fielders in the first innings. Sam Fanning, captain, showing his leadership. Again, pushing hard into the deep. Mid-on fielder elected to go with one hand, fumbled, but luckily the batters had already decided against. Almost a round arm delivery there from Saif Hassan. Trying to see if he can find any purchase out of this wicket. But reverse sweep comes out and have given. 𝗂𝗃𝗄𝗃 proving to do the damage. He's claimed his second. The lean campaign for Captain Sam Fanning continues. Looking to put pressure back. Brought out the reverse sweep. Umpire John Ganane was convinced that was going on to hit the stumps.
Yeah, he looks like he's disappointed with himself rather than the decision there. I was just saying they didn't need to take any risks, and I'm sure the young cricketers would say that they know those shots. They don't see that any different to playing a forward defence, but for a delivery like that on the stumps, at this stage of the game, when you know what you're chasing, it doesn't necessarily, I don't see the point in playing that shot. I'd just be pushing it down the ground, get off strike, get yourself in. There's not a lot to be gained from playing a cross-bat shot at this stage of the game when you're already 2 down.
This one, Curtis off the mark, working that to deep square. Joel Curtis, a player who has plundered runs in WA Premier Cricket. Paddle sweep, another strong appeal. This time denied by umpire John Ganane. You can sense the energy and excitement. Short hit out to mid-on for a single. Curtis advances, little inside edge. Will just be the single out to backward square, but another sign of intent.
Yeah, they're certainly batting positive.
Worked onto the onside, potentially two. They'll think about it. 𝗏𝗃 is quick. Throw goes to the keeper's end. Safely home. Again, hit hard to the ring and able to come through for a single. 𝗁𝗚 and 𝗏𝗃 shot. Another single to close out the 9th over. First over from 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗏 is 7 runs. The score is now 3. 𝗁𝗚 does elect to paddle sweep again. There is the reverse sweep, and that is smashed out to backward square. What a shot from Joel 𝗏𝗏. Exceptional skill as he went down on one leg, slapped that backward of point. There was a deep cover, but there was too much pace for him to come around. Bowled him! There's the wicket that they needed. Tegan 𝗁𝗚 looked to free his arms. Whether he got a little inside edge or the ball just shot through, but a much needed wicket as Bangladesh stay in this contest.
Yeah, huge wicket there. I'd be very interested to see the replay here. Did appear to stay a bit lower, which we haven't seen a lot of so far. The pitch has played pretty true in terms of up and down. If we just have a look at the replay now. He might have chopped on, did he?
I think he must have.
Yeah.
Looked to be wide of the stumps, and then 𝗁𝗚 slashed at it with fast hands before the ball cannoned into middle stump.
Yeah, it's a combination of the two. I think there it's definitely stayed a bit lower. Yeah, probably best known for his heroics in the BBL 12 final against Brisbane with Cooper Connolly.
Yes, undoubtedly. I think we'll all remember those moments for many years to come. There'll be repercussions.
Yeah, it's just common sense there, I suppose, isn't it? If you think you're a chance of getting someone run out, then...
Paddle sweep goes fine. 𝗏𝗏 stumbles and falls over, so he may not be able to get back, but this one's up-ish! Hits a short cover. I was blinded by the fielder who dived full length. 𝗏𝗏 again through cover. This time beats the gap. That will run into the boundary for 4 more impressive signs from Joel 𝗏𝗏.
He's in the action there, Afif. This time it's gone just to his right. He couldn't quite reach it. And the one before, he was quite athletic in the catching attempt.
𝗏𝗏 works the onside for 1. Steve, I mentioned the collapse of the... Hold him! What a delivery! That has done him all ends up. Hobson looks back at the wicket with some disbelief. We saw Hassan spin a couple from as early as the first over, bowling to Goodwin at the time. Now that looked to be an absolute seed. Well bowled. Naheem Hassan taking the 5th wicket of the Perth Scorchers and just keeping the interest in this game.
Yeah, sometimes as a batter you just go well bowled and you have to walk off. That is not the delivery that was the wicket, unfortunately. That replay, sorry to the viewers, but that was an absolute beautiful delivery.
For today, yes. Well played out to deep cover. Let's see. 𝗏𝗏 advances, looking to put Chowdhury under pressure. It's gone hard out to the deep cover fielder, who's just 14th over. Good pace. Chowdhury really bent the back and got that one to skip through the wicket. 𝗏𝗏, who's looked unfazed through his innings. Full ball. Spores helps himself to a single to long on. Advancing again is 𝗏𝗏. Just the single to long on. gone with over from this end. Oh, again looking. Curtis lofts over the bowler's head. He got plenty of that. That's raced away. Mid-on fielder stood no chance. 4 more to Curtis, who continues to put pressure back onto Bangladesh.
Yeah, beautiful footwork there, timing.
Spores beats cover, well timed. Mid-off has some work to do. Again, flat. The non-striker and the bowler coming close there.
I think they need to roll the dice a little bit now and maybe bring a catcher in close. Bring some of those boundary riders out. They need to make something happen here.
Spores finds another single. The last ball full. Squirted out to backward point. The fielder parries it away, and that's going to allow Curtis to come back for a second.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there. It was a good dive. Unfortunately, just spat out to the wrong side of his mate.
This one's short again. Pulled out to the leg side. There's a fielder out there. They collect on the bounce. This one's into the wicket. Looks to cut over the top. It's got enough bat on it to clear the ring. Come back for another 2.
He didn't quite get that. Could have easily gone to hand.
Ramp from Joel Curtis. He's shown so much skill, ability to access all areas of the ground today. He's scored in front of the wicket, square of the wicket. He's ran 2s well, but been able to find frequent boundaries. This one's hit over mid-on. Great strike from Spores. Plenty of room back over the bowler's head. Chowdhury just full, gave Spores room to free his arms, cleared his leg, and adds 4 more to the total.
Yeah, in the end, they're probably going to end up 10, 15 runs short. 140 was the sort of number we were throwing around early on. And they had that late burst, but unfortunately they were a little bit...
Full, and there it is. 4 more, 3 in a row for Matthew Spores to finish the game. Comprehensive in the end from the Perth Scorchers. They did the job with the ball early. If it wasn't for a final flourish from the Bangladesh side with 20 coming off the last over of their innings, this might have been over a lot sooner, but Perth can be pleased with how they've gone about their business tonight.
Yeah, they were super impressive. All facets of the game. They bowled really well. They backed it up in the field, and then they've just batted with intent the whole time. Yeah, they probably took a few risks early on that maybe I thought were unnecessary, but they just continued to that positive mindset and never really looked threatened.
So as we see both sides starting to shake hands, this was a pivotal match in the top end series brought to you by NT Tourism. Perth Scorchers have won by 5 wickets with a little healthy boost to their net run rate. While for Bangladesh, that is 1 win and 2 losses. They were unable to repeat the heroics of last night's win over Nepal. Bangladesh back into the game through the middle overs, but ultimately Perth proved too strong, claiming a 5-wicket win.
For more updates, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Download 𝗃𝗵𝗃 app to enjoy exciting games and highlights. Visit 𝗃𝗵𝗃𝗂𝗃.com.